Hello friends, this video on inverse trigonometric functions part 8 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Before watching this video, please make sure that you have watched part 1 to part 7. For chord function, for chord also we know that the natural domain is any real number minus n pi form and the range is any real number. This is the graph of the chord function. And here also if you want to restrict, so if you restrict from 0 to pi, this value where 0 and pi is not included obviously because that becomes infinite in 0 and pi. So this function becomes 1 over and on 2, similar to what we have done in the other cases. So if you take 0 to pi for chord and this becomes r because it takes any real number, this becomes a inverse function where 0 to pi is not included. So I'll put in this bracket, curly bracket. And then again the restricted domain for the chord inverse will be, flip this guy, so this becomes the restricted domain and range for this. And then also now again we observe this becomes the principal branch, the one in the red, but there are other branches also for which this chord function is invertible. For example, pi to 2 pi, 0 to minus pi, so all these branches are also there, correct? And everything is curly bracket here because these are not included, the extreme values are not included. And here also if y is equal to cot x, then cot y is equal to x. Thus we can draw the graph. If we have y is equal to cot x graph, we can just flip it, x becomes y and y becomes x, you get this graph. Just flip this guy and you get this graph. So point to be noted, sine inverse x should not be confused with sine x to the power minus 1. Say sine x to the power minus 1, that is 1 by sine x. Please note, sine inverse x is not equal to sine x to the power minus 1. That is sine inverse x, this is not equal to sine x to the power minus 1. Both are different. This is nothing but 1 by sine x. This is sine inverse of x. Also, whenever no branch of inverse trigonometric function is mentioned, we assume principal value branch for the function. So in the questions where a particular branch is not mentioned, so we will take principal value branch and solve our questions. Also, the value of trigonometric functions which lie in the range of principal branch, they are called principal value of that trigonometric function. So if you take the principal domain, whatever range you get in that principal domain, those are principal value of the inverse trigonometric function. So let's recap. For sine inverse, it is minus 1. This is my domain and this is range. The domain is minus 1 to 1 and the range is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. This is principal value branch. For cos inverse, again it is minus 1 to 1 is the domain and the range is 0 to pi. For cosec, it is any real number minus 1 to 1 and this is minus pi by 2 to any value excluding 0. For sec, same thing, it is minus 1 to 1 real number minus 1 and this value is 0 to pi minus pi by 2. For tan, it can take any real number, but if you see the principal value, it is minus pi by 2 pi by 2. Please note this curly braces here, this square bracket here, because minus pi by 2 pi by 2 is not included here, and here minus pi by 2 pi by 2 is included. Please note this guy and this guy both look same, but in this case minus pi by 2 and pi by 2 are included in the range. In this case minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2 are not included. Correct. Similarly for cot, it is 0 to pi. Here also if you see the cot and the cos inverse look same, but here 0 and pi are not included and here 0 and pi are included. Thank you. Visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thanks once again.